Hello again, Guardians. It's Cortanium, and today we're on the Shadowkeep moon at Sorrow's Harbor, and we're actually getting inside the unreleased dungeon content of Destiny 2. Now, the dungeon is actually an activity released on October 29th, and this dungeon activity is probably going to be somewhat like the Shattered Throne dungeon, but this is the dungeon of Shadowkeep, and so it's actually set to release, 30 days from now, and so the area we're glitching into is not complete at all whatsoever, Guardians. There's tons of barrier, there's tons of death barrier around everywhere, but I'm going to show you guys how to get outside the map. I'm going to show you guys how to get down there, and this is actually the area right here. You can look into this tower, and this green crystal right here, and this floor. This is actually what the dungeon is. You can drop right down there, and you can get inside of the dungeon. Now, we're actually going to get inside of it from outside of the map, and so just follow my steps here, Guardians, and we're going to make it all the way to that area. And so just continue down this cave and keep going all the way down, and watch out because there's a lot of these spooky red things, and you want to watch out for those. Those always kind of creep me out. They should creep you guys out too. But once you hit the load zone for Enduring Abyss, you know you are in the right place. Just keep heading this way, and the destination should actually be on the right wall somewhere. But I believe I missed it a couple times, and I always miss it in this cave because this cave's a little bit harder than most caves. But once you go too far, you'll know you've gone too far because there is a drop-off point right here. There's actually a cliff that drops off. This is when you know you've gone too far. And so hop back up and head yourself back until you see the cave on the left side. Bungie put this cave a little bit out of the way. It's a little bit hard to see, but there it is. You see it in the top left of our screen here, and there it is. Now this red room also on the left side, there's a cutscene where Eris Morn was, but this red room includes a teleporter to Eris Morn, but also behind us it includes an out of map glitch right to where we want to go. And so just hop on this rock just sticking out for whatever reason, and hop to this left on this Shadowkeep looking tower looking column, and hop up. Now this will require Stompy's aim max mobility. This will require max mobility on any character. This next jump is going to be kind of hard, but I believe Titans, Warlocks, and Hunters can pull it off. You guys just need to take 3 jumps or a Warlock stride or something. Just get yourself all the way over, and you are outside of the map, Guardian. Congratulations. You can now hop yourself down, and we're on top of the cave right below us. And you guys can look around, and wow, this place is actually kind of cool. But we want to get ourselves to the other load zone so we can get back to that dungeon because we're in the Enduring Abyss right now. And so look around, take it all in. You guys can use this to glitch into tons of other stuff, but guess what? We're glitching into that dungeon. And so get yourself on top of a bunch of rocks, take all your looks around, but hey, head towards this rock pile in the back left. You see that right there? We're going to head right towards it. You guys can hop around it. I just choose to hop on top of it because it's easier for me. And just head on the right side here because the door and the load zone for this next area is actually on the right side. And so just keep on going forward and put yourself right about here. The load zone should load you in. Nothing to kill us, which congratulations. Sorrow's Harbor, you are outside the map. You guys can look at tons of stuff, but the thing we're interested in here is this dungeon right there in front of us. And so take your sword swipe and put yourself on the bottom of the tower right here. Now as you can see, we're actually below that green area. We're below that green crystal. Congratulations, you are actually right below it, and we're very close to getting down there. And so right here is down there, but watch out, there is a ton of death barrier. You want to jump as close to this little column thing as you can, else the death barrier will get you and kill you. Now notice you do not hit a load zone on the way down here. That's part of the reason why I think Bungie has just not worked on this area, not much at least. And because you do not hit a load zone on the way down from inside or from outside, you see a bunch of clipping, you see a bunch of just textures not rendering down here. I feel like Bungie just hasn't developed this area enough to make it a load zone. But look down there, we got tons of other areas. The load zone could possibly just be further down, but watch out, you guys can't actually get down there. There's more death barrier. And so figure out a way as a community. You Guardians, use this glitch. You could try to just jumping down, killing yourself 1,000 times over, but find out how to get down here because this actually is the entire dungeon. If you guys can get down there, we could get into the dungeon early. We could possibly get a chest early. I'm not sure how much we can do, but this would be a very cool thing if we could get farther. I'm gonna show you guys how to get inside the dungeon now. All you had to do was take 3 sword swipes right there and onto this ledge, and we are actually inside. You can hop down onto these bridge things, and you can look up and around, and as you can tell, you know, it obviously looks like it's not developed at all, because Bungie would have added in like something covering that roof, or a skybox or something at least. This is not one of the strikes, this is not anything else, and so this has to be, you know, the start of the dungeon. And you can see up there, but watch out, this floor is coated with death barriers. As I was talking about earlier in the video, there's tons of death barriers that prevented us from walking directly into that inside of this map, and there's tons of death barriers just all over the floor in general, so you can walk forward and yeah, you will just die. You can jump forward into the abyss, and if you're lucky enough to jump far enough, you will not die, but if you do jump forward, you will die. Just watch me for a second here as I experiment with these death barriers, because there's a ton of death barriers right now, right down here, and I gave up after a while. But you can actually get down on the second floor right below yourself if you jump far enough, that is. If you do not jump far enough, you will die many times, but you can get down to that second floor. But everything, and I repeat, everything down there is pretty much coated with death barrier when you try to move around it, so it kind of sucks. From right here, you can also jump on this cave side, actually, and you need 7 brightness for this, and jump up to the very top, and you can turn your back and look over here. You can jump right there, and you can actually parkour up this entire place if you wanted to, if you have the mobility to. I'm only a 60 mobility hunter as of making this video, and so I do not have the mobility to actually scale this entire wall. You can land perfectly on these side things, just requires like a perfect jump, and there you go. And you can just keep hopping up, and if I have enough mobility, I would have been able to do it. But you guys can just hop up all the way up there to the below the green thing if you want to spook your friends. Spend the 20 minutes doing it. But anyway, this guys is the start of the dungeon, and so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully we get some more progress on this. Hopefully, you know, we can actually get further in this dungeon, and I'll try to figure out some way to glitch further in dungeons, maybe avoid some death barriers, or avoid some actual barriers. Thank you guys for watching the video, and we're going to be doing some more glitching out of Shadowkeep.